In the dead of night, with rain pounding the city streets like a relentless drum, a single dad named Alex made a choice that could shatter his fragile world. He was just an entry-level accountant, scraping by to support his little girl, but when he saw his powerful CEO boss stumbling out of a bar, keys in hand and eyes glazed over, he knew he couldn't walk away. What happened next morning would change everything, but I'm getting ahead. Stick around till the end. This story of courage and unexpected kindness will leave you speechless. If heart-pounding tales like this move you, smash that like button right now and subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us why humanity still shines. Let's dive in. Alex Thompson had always been the quiet type, the guy who showed up early to the office, crunched numbers without complaint, and vanished at 5 to pick up his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, from after-school care. Life hadn't been kind to him. 2 years ago, his wife, Sarah, passed away from a sudden illness, leaving him alone to navigate parenthood in a cramped apartment on the outskirts of Chicago. Bills piled up like autumn leaves, and Lily's asthma meant constant doctor visits and medications that ate into his paycheck. His job at Elite Dynamics, a cutthroat tech firm, was his lifeline. Losing it wasn't an option. Elena Vasquez, the CEO, was a force of nature. At 42, she'd built the company from a garage startup to a multi-million-dollar empire. Sharp, ambitious, and unapologetically tough, she commanded boardrooms with a glare that could freeze fire. But behind the designer suits and flawless presentations, Elena carried her own scars. A messy divorce 5 years back had left her isolated, drowning her loneliness in late-night work and, increasingly, in expensive whiskey. The office whispered about her, brilliant but brittle, a woman who demanded perfection because she couldn't afford weakness. It was a Friday evening, the kind where the city buzzed with weekend promise. Elite Dynamics had just closed a massive deal, and Elena hosted a celebration at a swanky downtown bar. Alex wasn't invited, he was too low on the totem pole. But fate twisted when he swung by the office late to grab forgotten files for a weekend audit. As he stepped out into the pouring rain, he spotted Elena weaving toward her sleek black Mercedes in the parking lot across the street. She fumbled with her keys, laughing bitterly to herself, her usual poise shattered by too many drinks. A cab idled nearby, but she ignored it, sliding into the driver's seat. Alex's heart raced. He knew the statistics, drunk driving accidents, the devastation they caused. Memories flooded him, Sarah's car crash on a rainy night like this, not from alcohol but from a distracted driver. He couldn't let it happen again, not to anyone. "Ms. Vasquez," he shouted, dashing through the downpour. She revved the engine, oblivious. Without thinking, Alex yanked open the passenger door and jumped in. "Please, don't drive. It's not safe." Elena turned, her eyes narrowing in foggy recognition. "Who the hell are you? Get out." Her words slurred, laced with anger and vulnerability. "I'm Alex, from accounting. Let me call you a ride. Or I can drive you home." His voice trembled. This was insubordination at best, harassment at worst. She could fire him on the spot, and with his resume gaps from caring for Lily, finding another job would be impossible. But as thunder cracked overhead, he thought of Lily waiting at home with the babysitter, her small face lighting up when he walked in. He couldn't live with himself if something happened to Elena, or if she hurt someone else. She laughed, a hollow sound. "You think you can tell me what to do? Fine. Drive. But if you breathe a word." She tossed him the keys, slumping back. The drive was tense, the wipers slashing through sheets of rain. Elena rambled at first, about the deal, the pressure, how everyone expected her to be unbreakable. Then, quieter confessions slipped out, the divorce that stole her confidence, nights alone in her penthouse staring at the city lights, wondering if success was worth the emptiness. Alex listened, sharing bits of his own story, Sarah's death, Lily's laughter as his anchor. For the first time, Elena saw him not as a faceless employee, but as a man fighting his own battles. He pulled up to her upscale building, helped her to the door. "Get some rest, Ms. Vasquez. I'll park the car and Uber back." She nodded vaguely, disappearing inside. Alex's hands shook as he returned the Mercedes to the office lot, his mind reeling. What had he done? Come Monday, she'd probably regret the vulnerability and axe him to save face. The next morning, Alex woke to Lily's cough echoing in their tiny kitchen. He brewed coffee, steeling himself for the day. His phone buzzed, an unknown number. "Mr. Thompson? This is Elena Vasquez." His stomach dropped. Here it came, the termination. But her voice was clear, steady. "I remember last night. Vaguely. You stopped me from doing something stupid. Thank you." Alex stammered a response, but she cut in. "Meet me at the office in an hour. We need to talk." He arrived early, heart pounding, Lily's drawing of them together tucked in his pocket for luck. Elena's office was a glass-walled fortress on the top floor. She looked impeccable, no trace of the night before. "Sit," she said, gesturing to a chair. "I owe you an apology. And more." Alex braced. Instead, she slid a folder across the desk. "I've reviewed your file. You're talented, but buried in entry-level work. Effective immediately, you're promoted to senior analyst, double the salary, flexible hours for your daughter." His jaw dropped. But she wasn't done. "I also called HR. We're starting a family support fund for employees. Your Lily's medical bills covered. And..." She paused, her eyes softening. "I know what it's like to lose someone. My ex-husband, he left when things got hard. You didn't walk away last night. That means something." Tears welled in Alex's eyes. I don't know what to say." Elena smiled faintly, the first genuine one he'd seen. "Say you'll accept." "And Alex? Call me Elena." As he left, speechless and transformed, Alex realized life could pivot on a single act of kindness. Back home, he hugged Lily tighter, her asthma inhaler no longer a looming debt. Elena, too, began to change, attending meetings sober, mentoring staff, even starting therapy. The office buzzed with a new energy, proof that vulnerability could forge unbreakable bonds. In the end, Alex's risk didn't destroy him, it rebuilt 2 lives. Remember, folks, in a world that pushes us to look out for number 1, reaching out can spark miracles. If this story touched you, like and subscribe for more tales of everyday heroes. What's your act of kindness? Share in the comments below. Until next time, keep believing in the good.